What up, it's your boy T-Man Reaction. Today is the makeup for the Wrestle Films Friday and stuff I couldn't do because it's press time for a gig. The gig didn't turn out to be switched. But anyway, that's another story. We're going to finally cap off the 90s of the timeline TV of the 90s with everything that happened in 1999 on TV as well too, though. We're close to the millennium when folks was freaking out about the millennium, thinking the world's going to end, or these crazy commercial about stuff that might happen, whether it's the power going out or power going out and you come back with some more money like the Kodak commercial. Other than that, without further ado, we're going to check out TV Timeline 1999 from Weird History. TV Timeline from Weird History 1999. Everything that happened on TV in 1999. Let's get it.
It's the night on everyone's mind.
Yep. This could affect half the continental United States.
Yep.
The survival of millions hangs in the balance.
Go, everybody out!
Just tell yourself it's only a movie. Y2K, the movie.
Yep.
1999 was the year Prince had been waiting for since 1982.
I don't believe in time, Kurt.
And it did not disappoint. Several classic shows debuted right at the buzzer of the new millennium, including one that would change the face of television dramas for the next
man, this might be another good collection of shows that debut, man.
Decades.
Mr. Soprano?
Yeah.
TiVo further revolutionized the boob tube by introducing the world to the DVR, letting you record your favorite shows and watch them later in an early form of what would become video streaming.
You can watch what you want when you want it.
And Batman Beyond showed us a version of 2019 that just never came true. But boy, did it look cool.
This suit looks even better than I thought it would.
We're taking you through all of the TV shows and TV-related news and events of the 90s. This is Timeline TV.
Oh yeah, the main show. Yeah, it's also Jimmy Kimmel's early days.
But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel and let us know in the comments below about your favorite TV memories from 1999. Now, are you ready to find out what everyone was watching the year Napster was created?
Holla, holla.
On January 10th, HBO dropped the first episode of what is now widely considered the single greatest television drama of all time, The Sopranos, starring James Gandolfini as Tony Soprano, a New Jersey mafia boss who seeks the aid of a psychiatrist after encountering difficulties balancing his family and professional lives.
Any thoughts at all on why you blacked out?
I don't know. Stress, maybe.
You prick! Where's my money?
The show ran for 6 seasons and won 21 Emmy Awards. That same night, Fox broadcast the first episode of the animated comedy The PJs, co-created by Eddie Murphy.
This was my joy. I watched this as faithful as I could. Oh man, yes.
Larry Wilmore.
We're doing a satire of the projects, basically.
I pity your brother, my man.
It was something that hadn't quite been done, you know.
The show followed a building superintendent managing day-to-day life in an urban housing project.
All right, you want it down the throne, Queenie.
Disney's first animated series for adults, it struggled in the ratings before moving to the WB for its third and final season.
The Daily Show. It's new anchorman Jon Stewart.
All right, fellas, what do we got?
We got a guy that can blow the lid off the tobacco industry.
That's what
I heard about a cure for cancer.
That's when he took over, and the rest was history.
There's some kind of pornography convention at the Skymark Hotel.
We got second period, Trevor
that's the one.
Noah.
Gentlemen, this calls for a live remote.
One day later, Jon Stewart took over as host of Comedy Central's The Daily Show, interviewing Michael J. Fox as his first guest. Stewart would lead the series to unprecedented levels of popularity and political relevance before departing on August 6, 2015, and handing off hosting duties to Trevor Noah. On February 12, 2024, Stewart would return to reclaim his anchor's chair on The Daily Show for one night a week. As of this writing, he remains on the job. On January 23rd, film critic Gene Siskel appeared on what would be his final episode of the iconic movie review series, Siskel and Ebert. The installment would find the two reviewing the films At First Sight, Another Day in Paradise, The High-Low Country, Playing by Heart, and The Theory of Flight. Siskel, who had been diagnosed with a brain tumor, would soon announce he was taking a temporary leave of absence from the series. Sadly, he would die from complications from brain surgery less than a month later, on February 20th, 1999.
People always asked if we really hated each other. And one thing I know for sure is that we didn't.
You know, big guy, I love you.
Just over a week later, Fox aired the very first episode of the animated comedy
Damn, I
Family
ain't know that been out that long. This is 1990. Yeah, I remember watching that, but I didn't know it was 1990 that first started. Jesus.
Guy. Famous for its surreal pop culture references and edgy humor,
Funny guy, Tom Hanks. Everything he says is a stitch.
I have AIDS.
the show initially struggled in the ratings and was canceled after just 3 seasons. However, reruns on the Cartoon Network would turn it into a cult hit, leading directly to a revival in 2005.
Well,
Oh, I did not know that. I see. It was so. I did not know it got canceled after 3 seasons. I never knew that. It was so popular. You did not know that. Wow.
peaceful.
Friends had a lot of iconic episodes, but the one where everybody finds out, which aired on February 11th, is among the most beloved. In the episode, Phoebe learns that Monica and Chandler are secretly seeing each other, one of the most significant developments in the show's history.
Phoebe just found out about Monica and Chandler.
You mean how they're friends and nothing more?
It was nominated for 3 Emmy Awards and is regularly cited as the single best episode of the series.
I love you, Monica.
I love you too, Chandler.
On March 13th, Nickelodeon celebrated the 100th installment of its kids' sketch comedy series, All That, with a special hour-long live episode, which featured live appearances from guest stars like Melissa Joan Hart and Lauryn Hill, and a taped message from Britney Spears.
I hurt my knee and I have to stay at home. But hey, you know what would make me feel a lot better? Watching my favorite character, Detective Dan.
It was the first and only time the show was entirely performed before a live studio audience.
Right. And it brought back and brought back some of the cast member that wasn't there no more. Like a time with Alicia Reyes, Alicia Reyes, Alicia Reyes, Angela, and I can't think of her name. Just Katrina. They made little appearance as well too as in the red carpet.
3 weeks later, Fox introduced the world to Futurama. The sci-fi animated series from Simpsons creator Matt Groening followed the adventures of Philip J. Fry, a delivery boy who wakes up 1,000 years in the future.
My parents, my coworkers, my girlfriend. I'll never see any of them again.
Where he becomes friends with a one-eyed mutant named Leela and a sassy robot named Bender. It was canceled after 4 seasons, but like Family Guy, it would become a cult classic, leading 2 separate revivals. Comedy Central aired the first episode of the sitcom Strangers with Candy on April 7th. The series, which starred Amy Sedaris and Stephen Colbert.
Oh, I know Colbert was in it too.
A middle-aged woman who goes back to high school to turn her life around.
Calculated your final grade point average based on this morning's geography pop quiz. It all adds up.
That's crazy.
You being held back.
But if I don't graduate by the time I'm 50, I'll be the laughing stock of Flatpoint High.
Comedy Central's first live-action narrative series, it lasted just 3 seasons, but is now regarded as a cult classic.
Anchors away!
Oh, yep, another one.
And on May 1st, Nickelodeon gave viewers a sneak peek at the first episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Created by marine science educator and animator Steven Hillenburg, the show exploded in popularity, becoming the highest-rated Saturday morning cartoon of the year after just 1 month.
This comic book that I created when I worked at the Marine Institute. It's called
wow.
The Tidal Zone. It started me thinking if I'm going to do a show, I would do it about these invertebrates and these crazy animals.
That is the one that passed, right, Stephen? That's the one that passed away recently. I forgot when, but yeah, I'm trying to remember Stephen Hillen. Yeah, that's the one that passed away. Yeah, in 2018. Yeah, man.
exists in the ocean.
More than 25 years later, it's still going strong. ABC broadcast the series finale of Home Improvement. Starring Tim Allen as a home improvement show host and father, the final episode, which was watched by over 35% of American households, found him turning down a lucrative offer to keep doing his show.
If you're going to turn this show into a three-ring circus, I might just quit. Sorry to lose you.
The story mirrored real life. Allen and co-star Patricia Richardson turned down a combined $75 million to continue Home Improvement for one more season.
Well, it was a lot of fun, even though I can't remember one funny thing that happened.
Home Improvement's 90-minute finale, tonight on ABC.
And on June 2nd, Star Trek Deep Space Nine came to an end with What You Leave Behind. The finale tied up several long-running threads and is now considered one of the best installments of the series.
You always said I looked good in a tuxedo.
You do.
And perhaps the single best Star Trek series finale of all time.
We are building a dam.
Yup.
A dam to stop
The second thing of Jimmy Kimmel before he finally has his own show.
of estrogen that is drowning us in political correctness. We call this dam The Man Show.
Yes.
Comedy Central set its sights much lower 1 week later when it broadcast the first episode of The Man Show. Created by and starring Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel, the sketch comedy show both satirized and reveled in stereotypical male behavior.
With shotgun beer, you got two tabs to pull. One on the top, the other on the bottom.
Originally created for ABC, who ultimately passed on it, the series courted accusations of sexism.
Now we leave you with girls jumping on
trampoline. That's what it was.
But
I remember what was their thing with the girls trampoline jumping, yo.
The Man Show lasted 6 seasons. The cultural phenomenon Who Wants to Be a Millionaire aired its first unsuspecting episode on August 16th. Hosted by Regis Philbin, the trivia game show saw its first $1 million winner on November 19th in John Carpenter.
And this should make you a real crowd favorite. John works for the IRS.
And not the director of Escape from New York. The show would run an astounding 22 seasons, in the process spawning a slew of catchphrases like,
I'd like to call a friend.
On September 13th, the surreal slacker comedy Spaced premiered on UK's Channel 4.
Okay. Hey. Oh, it's homie! Oh! So that's what he got started on.
You know, like in that film with Andy McDowell and Gerard Depardieu. You know, where they get married so that she can keep a house. That should do it.
Featuring future stars like Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
And
the
Fro.
show was directed by
both of them!
Who would reunite with Pegg and Frost for the cult hit Cornetto Trilogy.
Wow, so both of them, because both of them was on Shaun of the Dead. Let me say that real quick. Space. Yeah, Dave Kowski came on Shaun of the Dead. The other girl, what's she from? Jessica Kane. She looks Hines. Oh, she was on it. All of them was on there. Okay. Don't tell me every single one was on that Shaun of the Dead. Yep, all of them was on, and Hot Fuzz. They was on both that and Hot Fuzz. Oh, wow. So pretty much another one where all like the movies featuring all these actors started off with stuff like a show like this. Because, you know, what was it? Geeks and Freaks and what's the other? Undeclared, I think it's called. Declared. And Undeclared featured a lot of the future like stars that been on like that been on movies made by what's the guy name Judd Apatow, like was Judd Apatow. Let me get the movies he did, like 40-Year Virgin, Knocked Up, Trainwreck. I think he did the Anchorman, all of them as well too, yo. It's crazy. It's Superbad, yep. Superbad, all of them. That's always crazy. It's always started with a TV show. Oh, when this started.
Being into the fall, Law and Order aired the first episode of its popular spin-off, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, on September 20th.
I do see myself as the father of 4 children, none of whom I'd like exposed to Mr. Gloucester's shortcomings.
Shortcomings, my ass, you butthead!
Originally starring Mariska Hargitay and Christopher Maloney, the show has run for 26 seasons and is still making new episodes. America got a new TV president on September 22nd when The West Wing debuted on NBC. Created by Aaron Sorkin, the series followed Martin Sheen's president, Josiah Bartlett, and his Oval Office staff as they navigated a 2-term presidency.
Thy father is the 3rd commandment.
Then what's the 1st commandment?
I am the Lord your God. Thou shalt worship no other God before me.
Boy, those were the days, huh?
The politically influential series would win an unprecedented 9 Emmys in its first season and 27 over its whole run. September 25th.
Yeah,
NBC
just talked it up.
pilot
I talked it up. I talked it up right there. Yup.
Judd Apatow produced teen drama Freaks and Geeks.
May I join you here in the Enterprise mess
What's up,
hall?
right? Yup.
I'm so hungry I could eat a tribble.
I don't get it.
Set in the 80s, the
Wow.
series, which was about the ups and downs of being a teen,
Look at all them
featured a number
young.
of soon-to-be famous
Yes.
faces, including James Franco,
Franco.
Seth Rogen, Jason Segel,
Yup.
and Linda Cardellini. It was canceled after just 12 episodes. But
What?
thanks to Apatow,
No wonder that was so short. I didn't know right there. You would think so. What is it? Takes using this too. As crazy as good as was and talked about, you didn't think it lasts long. Oh, it's crazy that the short-lived stuff get popularized. Half because like I said, the movies that they appear later on.
how involving its cast in his movies, it eventually came to be considered a cult classic. September 26th may have been a Sunday, but that didn't stop NBC from celebrating the 25th anniversary of Saturday Night Live.
Well, who was your favorite cast member that you ever got to work with?
Well, that's a tough one, but I'm going to say Will Ferrell. That guy is going to make it. Very talented.
The 3-hour primetime special featured appearances
called
from
it.
luminaries like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Billy Crystal, Lorraine Newman, Garrett Morris, and Steve Martin, among dozens of others. 25
did that
years
movie
seemed
did that movie ever come out yet? The about the original SNL?
like a lot, but on February 16th, many of the same stars turned out once again on a Sunday to celebrate SNL's 50th anniversary. The special again featured an army of guest stars, including A-listers like Ryan Reynolds and Emma Stone.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, coming this fall to Cartoon Network.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, an animated horror/comedy about an anxious dog living with an elderly couple in Nowhere, Kansas. The critically acclaimed series ran 4 seasons and is regularly cited as one of the best and scariest kids shows ever made.
Shake, courage, shake.
Tragedy struck 1 month later when South Park voice actress Mary Kay Bergman, who voiced nearly all the show's female characters, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Remember, don't get off this bus or a big scary monster will.
I never knew that. Oh my god! Wow. I wonder why they didn't have the bus driver character more. Oh, well, whoever took over afterwards whoever took over afterwards did a good job. Either she recorded enough to last for a good episode, or did a good job sound like her. Oh my god! Never knew that. Wow. Matter of fact, I think I did remember seeing like a memory of her in a way. In somebody in the end of some episode, that's probably was her. Oh wow.
I'll eat you.
Bergman was an accomplished performer, having voiced characters like Snow White for Disney, among many others. Legendary stand-up comic.
Wait. Wait. Oh, who was she? Oh, she's the one because she did like redone of Disney show. But wow, that's so sad. Oh, yeah, Richard Pryor, yeah.
Richard Pryor made his final television appearance on the Norm Macdonald sitcom The Norm Show on December 1st. Pryor, who played an old man in a wheelchair who kept attacking his nurses, appeared only briefly in the episode's cold open.
What the hell was that?
Win.
Win? Look, you just behave yourself, all right?
The iconic funny man passed away almost to the day, 6 years later in December 2005. And finally, Buffy the Vampire Slayer aired the fan-favorite episode, Hush, with just 17 days left in the 20th century. The episode, which pitted Buffy against a gang of creepy ghouls who steal the voices of everyone in Sunnydale, contained just 17 minutes of dialogue in its 44-minute runtime. It nabbed an Emmy nod for Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series, the show's only nomination, and is now widely considered to be the best episode of the entire franchise. So what do you think? What was your favorite news show of 1999? Let us...
Alright, so there you have it though. So I might end up doing these unless he does a TV of this. This one is just everything happening in general. Oh yeah, 2 other ones, yeah. But yeah, this is everything happening in general though. So I might think about this. Other than that though, there's other stuff that's I do with 90s and 2000s I will check out down the line, as well as things with TV as well too. But this was definitely a good episode. I've got to mention do my little what was going on this time. Around this time I was I was 15. I think it was around the time, and I was my last part of my first year in high school, and then me and my last second year in high school at 15. So yeah, other than that though, good times though. I remember all this, but not know that's sad knowing that the lady that did the voices of ladies of South Park got went like that. I didn't know that happened, and a lot of nostalgia memory, like fond, good memories at that. Other than that, if you like my reaction to this, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.